Hello and welcome back. This is Steve at Bucks Coins and welcome to the channel. Today I've got a twin pack blue card set from the Westminster Coins. They were the memorial set, the 50p and £5 Queen Elizabeth II memorial set. They came in a plastic bag such as that in a 2-pack. Each of the coins are the 2 coins that you'll get if you bought them in bunk packs separately from the Royal Mint, which I have done. These coins, if I leave that over, both of them have the portrait of Charles III on, and also the date of 2022. Now originally they said the Royal Mint said the portrait wouldn't be ready before the end of the year. However, because he hadn't sat for it. However, a sculptor produced this particular portrait from photographs of what was then Prince Charles but is now King Charles III. And they were submitted and were approved. Because he didn't sit for it, I am wondering whether or how long this portrait will last on the coins before one that he has sat for is issued. So we may see a quick change to a second portrait of Charles. I think it was because they wanted to get these coins out and Charles wanted to have a memorial coin for his mother before the end of the year in which she died that this came about. How true that is, only King Charles himself will know. So the 2 coins. The £5 coin shows a younger and an older Queen in 2 diamond cartouches. The crown is the St Edward crown in a triangle shape, and then in this bottom triangle shape we have the Queen's cipher, which was E2R. Across the top we have Elizabeth Regina, and then underneath we have her dates of 1926 to 2022. Beautiful coin, one that I like very much. The second one, again on the obverse, we have King Charles's portrait. The same portrait obviously, and then on the reverse we have a replica of the original coronation crown and what was on that, and on that we have the harp representing Ireland, we have the rampant lion representing Scotland, and the lion's passant in 2 shields representing England. Wales wasn't at that time on the coin. On the shields we have the thistle, the rose, the shamrock and the leek as the 4 national flowers. I believe the reason at the time was, and it goes back a few hundred years, 200 or 300 years, is the fact that Wales was classified as a principality rather than a country in its own right. Going forward, however, I would like King Charles to think about possibly using one of the lion's patent on the ground and changing that to a Welsh dragon. Now the reason for that is Wales is an integral part of the United Kingdom and Great Britain and deserves its place on any royal memorabilia going forward. It isn't just a principality that should be thought of as part of England. It is a country in its own right. It has its own traditions, it has its own thing, and the people are very proud about being Welsh, and quite rightly so. So going forward, if we're going to look at diversity, which has been a big buzzword, and the Prince himself, Charles himself when he was Prince, said it was a multicultural and multicultural society that Britain was, then it's about time this Royal Shield was updated, or this Royal set of shields were updated, and what we had the Welsh dragon on the shields. It's only fair. They are, as I said, an integral part of the country, and they deserve recognition as such, rather than just being thought of, oh, they're just a principality. They're not. They're a huge integral part of this country and our traditions in this country. And there are a lot of very proud Welsh people, and they deserve that sort of consideration and that right, in my opinion. Okay, I've had my little rant. What do you think of these two coins side by side? Would you want them as part of your collection? Well, the good news is if you're not collecting coins either in bunk packs or in carded versions such as these, the 50p in December will be coming out as a circulating coin. How long it will take from its December release date till it gets round to you in the various parts of the country is anybody's guess, but normally I would say by the mid to end of January you should be getting these in your change. I understand, I think it's up to, is it 5 or 7 million of these are going to be circulated, or are intended to be circulated over that period. So look out for it in your change. Oh, there we go. Okay, this review is now finished. This is a review of the 50p memorial coin in the bunk pack format. The Queen was alive from 1926 to 2022. She died earlier on this year in September the 8th, I believe, if I remember correctly. It was a sad loss for everybody. We weren't expecting it, although she was 96. She seemed to be in reasonable health, and we certainly weren't expecting, I certainly wasn't expecting it before Christmas, anything like that. But what they did do is it gave us a brand new coin with a brand new monarch. This is the first portrait of Charles I, Charles III, Charles I, what am I on about? Charles I lost his head. It's the opposite way to his mother's coins, which is the tradition. His mother faced out to the right, he's facing out to the left. The coin itself is something we're going to have to get used to over the next few years. How long this first portrait will last before his second portrait comes along, I don't know. We'll come back to the coin in a little bit. This is, let's just get out. This is the rest of the bunk pack. Devoted to Duty, and that's a lovely picture of the Queen there, smiling. Bunch of roses in a peach or, yeah, peach coloured outfit. She looks, well, she looks good in that picture, doesn't she? Looks well. And then passing on the traditions, the passing of traditions. And this shows Prince Charles. I think that was his first speech as king. And then in 1969, was it, that Charles went from Charles to becoming Charles Prince of Wales. Was it 1969? He doesn't say, I believe it was 1969 that he became Prince of Wales, which was also the same year as the first moon landings. If you like history at all. Hang on a minute, let me just fold this up a second. And then we have here the design, and also a little bit about the designer, who is Martin Jenkins. So there's a picture of Martin with an enlarged first portrait of Charles itself on a rounded coin. This is the coin itself, the Memorial 50p. You have Martin's portrait here, and that gives you probably a better shot of the portrait than is actually on the coin. Then on that side you got charming a 70-year reign, or charting a 70-year reign. I'm reading it almost upside down. That's a picture of the Queen, Prince Philip, greeting people on some royal visit by the looks of it. And then the thing about the Queen being revered by millions of people across the world, mainly in the Commonwealth, what is now the Commonwealth countries. And you've also got royal dependencies, and also you've got royal territories as well. On the back, if I just read it, a lifetime of heart and devotion. For more than 7 decades, Queen Elizabeth II dedicated herself to the duty and service, receiving adoration and boundless respect in return. Millions around the world feel the loss of Her Majesty, and this coin pays tribute to the life and legacy of this remarkable monarch. So you don't have to pause this part, I've just read it for you. You have the denomination 50p, and then you have all the details of the coin. So what about the coin itself? This is a coin, and if I just bring it down a little bit so you can see it a bit better. Not too much, there you go. This is a very simple design. It's the shields. In the centre you have St Edward's crown by the looks of it. Do I like this coin? Yes. It's also going into circulation, so those of you who don't want to spend above the 50p for the coin, there's a very good chance starting later on in December, I believe. I think it's either just around about mid-December. These will be coming out in change, so it may take anything up to a month to get to your local area before you start seeing them in change on a regular basis. So that ends this review of this coin. We're looking at the memorial coin that's just been released of the Queen's Memorial. Now this is the first set of coins that have been released from the Royal Mint, and they have our new King, King Charles III, as the portrait on the obverse side. It is the first coins that he is being depicted on, and as such they've become an extremely popular set for collectors to get. This coin shows a good size portrait of the King and shows what it looks like, and I think it was a well done portrait. However, we're here to review the whole coin, so what we're going to do is take a look at the bunk packaging. And if I can just, whoops, take that out a little bit. There we go. This says devoted to duty. I think this is very much like the 50p bunk pack that I reviewed earlier. Shows a Queen in a peach hat and coat with a lovely bunch of roses, pink and white roses by the looks of it. Yes, it is very much the same as the 50p bunk pack. The second part is about passing of traditions. This is I believe this photograph here is taken as King Charles's first speech to the nation. Over on the right hand side here we have Prince Charles kneeling in front of his mother and being coronated as the Prince of Wales, or invested as the Prince of Wales. On this particular one we have the coin itself. It shows you a portrait of Charles, which is probably clearer than you see on the coin itself, and then you've got Elizabeth Regina, and then the dates 1926 2022, which is on the coin itself, and you have a young portrait of the Queen and an older portrait of the Queen in 2 diamond cartouches. You have the crown, and then underneath is Elizabeth II cipher ER2, E2R in there. This is the designer, which is Martin Jenkins, who designed this coin. Then, as per the 50p one, we have a charting the 70-year reign, which shows the Queen being introduced to somebody with Prince Philip there. I believe it's probably on a tour of some description that photograph was taken. Then the next one is revered by millions, and it shows a young portrait of the Queen. Now on the older one, I believe it's the older portrait on the 50p one. It shows her portrait later in her life. This one is very early in her reign. I suppose this would be, by the looks of the necklace, I believe this was, she only wore this a few times, and one of the days was early on, either a coronation day or one of the days around about that time. So, and by the youth, and she's a beautiful woman really for at that time. I only knew her as a slightly older woman. At the time she was a beautiful lady. Then on the back you got the same, a lifetime of heart and devotion, right up, and then you've got the coin specifications. Now the thing you came for, of course, was the actual coin itself. So let's have a closer look at it. Top here you've got St Edward's crown. The bottom here you've got E2R. Then you have the dates 1926 to 2022, which was of course the lifetime of Elizabeth II. She came to the throne when she was 25 in 1952, and her coronation was in 1953. Here we have a young portrait. This diamond cartouche here, we have the young portrait of Elizabeth, and in the second diamond portrait on the other side we have the older Queen, and they're facing each other looking into the centre of the coin. The upper triangle, as I say, has the royal crown in it. I think it's the Edward crown. It's an Edward crown. And as I said, on the bottom triangle in the thingy we have Her Majesty's cipher. That is all encased in one circle, and then in the outer circle we have Elizabeth Regina, and then the dates that she was alive, 1926. Sorry, 1926 to 2022. That gives us a review of the coin itself. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you believe I deserve, would you please give me the thumbs up? And if you haven't already done so, could you think about subscribing? Earlier on this year I was fortunate enough to reach 100 subscribers, which was my aim. However, I'm at about 110 now, and I'm looking forward to welcoming new subscribers to the channel. I would like to grow my channel again to even bigger numbers, and I need your help to do that basically, but only subscribe if you believe so. It doesn't cost you anything. Oh, excuse me. I do 4 videos a week as a minimum, so hopefully you'll find something that you enjoy watching during that time. If you're having a hunt, I hope you have a successful one and you find the coins you're looking for. If you're buying coins, I hope you're buying coins at the price that you want to pay. And finally, thank you for watching this video and staying to the end. And from me, until we meet up again on this channel, thank you for watching and bye bye. Ta-da now.